Jef Mcallister, a US writer and broadcaster, has warned the UK could leave the EU without a Brexit deal because nobody can figure out a way to stop it. Speaking on BBC's Dateline London, the commentator warned different parties and the EU were trying to use the threat of no deal to their advantage. Mr. Mcallister added that despite a Brexit delay making sense, the UK could still leave with no deal, as many MPs are religiously against an Article 50 extension. He said, "That is the only thing that seems to be concentrating minds at all. Everybody is using it for their own purposes. Labour is using it against the Tories. The Tory moderates are using it against the UG people. The Europeans are using it against the Brits. It is a four-dimensional prisoner's dilemma," he added. Who breaks first? It could well be I can see it because it seems so impossible, but that nobody can figure out a way to stop it. Brexit news. Jef Mcallister warned the UK could still leave the EU with no deal. Image BBC Getty. I can see it because it seems so impossible, but that nobody can figure out a way to stop it. Jef Mcallister, US writer. A delay makes sense, at least the easiest way to not have a no deal, but people are religiously against it. Britain has turned into a Leninist country, ideology above all. The UK is set to leave the European Union on March 29, with the Prime Minister last week repeating that she would deliver Brexit on time. Mrs May is still battling with the European Union to try to get legally binding changes to the backstop mechanism within the withdrawal agreement. Last week, Mrs May held robust discussions with senior EU figures, including the President of the European Commission Jean-Claude Juncker and the President of the European Council Donald Tusk. Mrs May also travelled to Dublin on Friday and had dinner with Ireland's Taoiseach Leo Varadkar. Read more. Kate Hoey warns Nigel Farage's Brexit party could sweep the country. The European Commission insisted the withdrawal agreement cannot be reopened, but Mr Juncker suggested the future political declaration could be altered. The Prime Minister replied to Jeremy Corbyn's conditions for the Labour Party to back her Brexit deal. She insisted her deal already met many of the conditions he had set. The Prime Minister said, "I am not clear why you believe it would be preferable to seek a say in future EU trade deals rather than the ability to strike our own deals." She also questioned whether the call for completely frictionless trade would mean reneging on Labour's commitment to end free movement by requiring single market membership.